Hey, baseball fans, we're back again, working our way through our prospect list, and we're here at the number 75 through 51 episode. Let's jump right in so we can get talking about these players. Most of these guys are surefire to be in the majors at some point. Let's take a look at them. Coming in at number 75, Rogelio Olvera, left-handed right fielder for the Cardinals organization. He's 24 years old. A plus defender already. Actually is above average in center field at an eMLB level right now. Above average and actually plus level gap power. Really smart guy, compact swing. Otherwise has an average batting profile, but not, and even the power is a little bit above that. I think he's going to grade out just fine. Has good speed and stealing ability. You see in the outfield range, it's a mixture of the speed and being able to position himself well. I think he is going to grow into a very good player. I feel like he's going to be a fourth outfielder with a contending team. I wonder how well the bat is going to play long term, but I also think he could be good enough to have a full-time job as well. I think the work ethic definitely plays in his favor. Rogelio Olvera is number 75 on our list. Number 74 is Cubs third baseman Alfredo Del Valle, 24 years old, right-hander. Pure speed and D guy. Third base is already at a plus level. The arm nearing elite. And really the whole left side. He could play shortstop on the left side as well. I don't see why he couldn't. Also grades out pretty well ultimately as a right fielder, and with that arm, I could definitely see him doing that. And of course, at second. So really good defensive skill. The speed plays up really well, above average, can steal a base. And that maximizes his potential with his average profile as a hitter. Again, if he was average across the board, he would likely be a major leaguer. This is a guy who is average in hitting, and his secondary skills are well above. So he is going to play in the majors. I think the bat helps him to stay up and to be more of an everyday player. I see him at third. I think he would be very, very promising in terms of like Gold Glove votes and things of that nature. In the middle of the diamond, he's got good turn, double play skills. Another solid Cubs infielder. They're really they're building something there in Chicago, giving them some flexibility. Alfredo is the number 74 prospect. At number 73, the A's have right-handed pitcher Sergio Morales. He's 22 years old. Changeup, slider, cutter mix. Splitter is a little bit of a lesser pitch, but not too off the charts. The changeup plays well with that cutter. Keeps the ball down and hits his spots. Already major league level home run suppression. I think the control and the stuff need a little bit of time to catch up. He's a hard worker, wants the ball, and does well when he is out there. I think it's really going to be dependent on how well his pitches improve. He doesn't have any pitches yet at the major league level in terms of getting outs. I think that will come. He was the third overall pick in the 2027 draft. And OSA likes him a little better than I do. Um, and just because I think he's got a little bit of improvement to make. He's adaptable. I think he's going to learn even more how to avoid that solid contact. I feel like he's going to be a rotation anchor for them, either a first or second pitcher in the rotation. I think good future here, good stamina. Sergio Morales clocks in. He's the number 73 prospect. At number 72, the Rockies bring starting left-hander Phil Stafford, 24-year-old. He has average physical skills. There's nothing in his pitch mix that is a wow. Everything grades out to average or above average, and yet his mechanics, his core skill set is solid. He is not going to strike out 9 to 10 guys a game. He will keep the ball down, hit his spots well. He's got excellent control, as you see there. He is a student of hitters, and those core skills really outweigh the average pitching style. He is a captain already. He's viewed very strongly by his teammates. And I think he has the mentality to succeed where some of these pitchers have failed in Colorado. It is a launching pad, and it can be very intimidating and overwhelming. And I think Stafford has the makeup to handle this. I don't see him being more than a mid-level, mid-rotation starter or a fourth starter on a team. But I think overall, he's got the ability to make that happen. Phil Stafford is the number 72 rated prospect. At number 71, for Sacramento, Chris Schatz, right-handed third baseman, 23 years old. He's a two-way player, above average power. Let's go for the hitting stuff first. Above average power, has really good pitch recognition, has an elite arm, as you can see. And of course, being a pitcher, you kind of expect that. That is the only thing that's really special about him right now at third base, and it literally elevates the ability of him to play at third significantly. There's a lack of speed, both straight line and lateral speed, that's just going to hold him back there in the field. The batting profile, a good line drive hitter, but he's free swinger. I think the power and the eye will improve to be above average, so he's not a lost cause here. He's not going to make a lot of contact. Feels like a 3 true outcomes kind of guy here. On the pitching side, stuff and control grade out kind of low, but he keeps the ball in the park. 4-pitch mix, just kind of average. I think the future is more as a hitter, but the thing about two-way players with at least average skills both ways frees up a roster spot. And that kind of flexibility is something that major league teams look for and will leverage. Hopefully he will grow a little bit more into his skills, maybe take some off-season specialty training, but I think he'll be a bench bat, DH type, with the ability to come in and pitch as well. I like the work ethic that he has. Chris Schatz, number 71 prospect. Heading to Atlanta for our number 70 prospect, and it is Juan Espinoza, 16-year-old, is in the rookie league, and I like this approach, especially with the potential that he does have. Already, power is ahead of the game for a man of this age. a young man of this age rather, and grades out to be elite. 100. Can't get any higher than that. He's got slow straight line speed, but great lateral speed. As you see, his infield range far outstrips the speed. Error and arm typically are things that young players tend to develop as they mature. So we'll see those numbers tick up. He is showing an ability to recognize pitches and drive those balls as he should. I feel like he just doesn't have an idea of how to manage a count yet, judging by the I and the avoid K. It's very typical for a 16-year-old. I think he grades out as a shortstop. And can you imagine a shortstop with this kind of power and that kind of ability to hit line drives, who will then also be an average to above average shortstop? I think we'll see him in the major leagues, and he will be a solid contributor. Juan Espinoza is the number 70 ranked prospect. At number 69, Jeff Indaye, Texas Rangers prospect. He was traded twice in 2 weeks. Was traded from Tampa to Sacramento in the McCleary deal, and then to Texas for Trevino and Yasel Pino. He is well regarded. Plus contact and gap power, has a very nice hitter's profile. Already has major league ability with the gap power and the solid contact. He is an aggressive player. He charges everything. As you see, he's aggressive trying to steal bases when he can barely run at all. He's got incredible infield range, but prone to making errors in the field. Just kind of gets very enthusiastic, very aggressive. He's a smart guy, and I think he's going to learn to temper that approach. Power and eye is a little low, so that, that will hurt the overall profile, but he will make solid contact. This is a guy who will hit 300, doubles hitter, can play second base at an above average level, could quite possibly be slightly above average at third and short. But the hitting tool is going to play, and I think he will be successful. I think he's going to be a star, actually, for Texas. Jeff Indaye comes in at number 69. Boston brings Mark Schnell up in our number 68 spot. 21-year-old left-hander, corner outfield. Impressive bat development for somebody 21. You expect to see this from a 24, 25-year-old. The power is the trailing indicator here, and that's typical. Power tends to come when players get older. Just needs some more reps. He's got average speed, but the stealing ability is above average. So that shows some maturity, some ability to read pitchers, to use more than just the speed. And he does the same thing in the outfield as well. So he's got good baseball instincts. I like the fact that he is already above average in left, will probably be that in right as well. I don't know if the arm is going to play as well in right field. So something to see there. It was a second-round pick in 2029. He's got the potential to join a line of some great left fielders in Boston history. And I don't think he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but I think he will play for several years and be a star in Boston. Mark Schnell, the number 68 prospect. Number 67, one of my personal favorites in the scouting bit here. One of the reasons I'm high on the Brewers, the talent that they've collected. Leonardo Kingston, 22-year-old right-hander, kind of a first base left field combo kind of guy. Plus power already. He will hit home run balls, doubles, the extra base machine. Really great hustle. Doesn't have the speed, and you see the defensive ratings for the infield. The outfield isn't much different. Makes the most out of his tools. He knows how to position himself, knows how to play the game defensively, and then it shows up for him as being above average. As a first baseman, the lack of these core skills aren't going to hurt him as much. He's 6'4", so he will grade out well there. Only see him in left field. I think he is just going to be a constant highlight reel kind of guy, making a lot of incredible hits, homers, doubles. Can't wait to see what he does, actually. I see him as a multiple-time All-Star in the future. Milwaukee has a nice player here. Leonardo Kingston is the number 67 prospect. At number 66, Montreal, 23-year-old right-hander, third baseman Steve Masser. Sure-handed third baseman, an elite level arm. Almost like pitcher grade arm. That arm could help him also play in the outfield, along with his sure-handedness. Not sure if he's got the speed to do that or not. His lateral speed is kind of average, just like his regular speed. The hitting tool is there. Above average contact and power already. Knows how not to strike out, can wait for his pitch. The eye, probably the worst thing here, and that just means he's not going to walk as many times as you would expect for a hitter, but I think his power numbers are going to be impressive. I think he'll slug for a decent percentage. He could either be a super sub in the corners or he will get a full-time job. It will all depend on how the rest of Montreal's organization kind of pans out. But I don't think this bat will be left on the bench. Steve Masser is the number 66 prospect in the eMLB. Back to Atlanta, we go with Mike Spencer, 24-year-old right-hander, starting pitcher, was a supplemental first-round pick in 2028. Got a 5-pitch arsenal. 4 of them grade out will be above average. Keeps the ball down, and it just seems to be getting better with that. Really good home run suppression. Hits the corners as well. Already at a major league level for that. The stuff, I think, will come depending on how good his non-fastball pitches do. I think that if he does as it appears to be, as he appears to be headed with that, I think it'll be a nice setup for his fastball, that good changeup and curveball to go with it. Works harder, not smarter, but could be the anchor for this rotation, or at least a number 2 rotation pitcher. I see him having dominant outings, and then other times where he will just be kind of average. As you see, OSA ranks him 11th overall. I agree. There's a lot of good hype about him. Mike Spencer is the number 65 prospect. At number 64, another one of my favorites. This is a two-way player, Sven De Bruin for Colorado, 23-year-old righty. This is the first two-way player in our prospect list that's actually good at both things. Um, could be a major leaguer just for being a pitcher or for a hitter. Let's take pitching since that's up here. Plus core skills, great curveball and a splitter mix. With that, the sinker is already an out pitch. I said plus core. It's actually above average core. The control to go with the stuff, and only at 23 years of age, is impressive. And he still has a little bit of room to grow. Plays really hard, just goes all out. Solid rotation piece. I think he will be a third or fourth rotation member. Again, Colorado's done a really good job of focusing on getting these home run suppression guys in. In terms of being a left fielder, plus running ability, has elite decision making in terms of base running. Doesn't really translate to range in the outfield, and his arm's only above average in the outfield, which kind of suggests to me just needs to work on some things mechanically. Throwing a ball 60 feet as opposed to a couple hundred feet, a little different technique needed there. He's got really good contact skill and doubles power. I think he will have an overall average profile as a hitter. This whole package will play well. He's been called up, so the future is now. And I think he will be a long-time player here. Colorado's making some noise. They're playing really well this year. Going to be a team to reckon with for some time. Sven de Bruin, one of the reasons why. He is number 64. Heading over to the Mets and the number 63 prospect, 22-year-old right-hander Dusty Anderson, center fielder. Plus center fielder already. Could be elite on the corners, but I think with his speed and his range, he is a natural for center field. At bat, just below average overall, has good gap power, will make some solid contact. I don't think he will hurt himself. This is a guy who was just a fourth-round pick last year. And so for him to be this high up on our list, good drafting job by Denbrough in this case. With that defensive value, with that being at a premium in eMLB, I think he will get more than enough attention. Granted, Billy Anderson's already there in center field and doing an admirable job, but you could see Dusty being groomed, being like a fourth or fifth outfielder for them. And what a nice player to have, as your backup, and could definitely start. I think he's a really good prospect. Dusty Anderson comes in at number 63. At number 62, for the Seattle Mariners, 21-year-old right-handed second baseman Robbie Clark. And he is another one who has an elite defensive skill, and can play this at multiple positions in the infield. He's showing elite second base, plus third, and even shortstop. As a matter of fact, right now, he grades out as well above average at short. And there's nothing that's overwhelming that's pushing these rankings up. It's his defensive toolkit is incredible. He's got high leadership capabilities as well. He's got above average ability to avoid the strikeout. Everything else kind of average to below average. I think he will make some, I think he will have some pop-ups and make weak contact more often than you would like to see. But I think everything else will grade out as an average. And with the average speed and then the elite defense, that's a major leaguer. Um, just a matter of which position they would want to play him at. You could see him being a super sub that would kind of get in the neighborhood of like 100 games a year or more. Going to be a significant contributor. Robbie Clark with Seattle, number 62. The Marlins' Brian Chan is next, 20-year-old right-handed second baseman for the Marlins, is our number 61 prospect, already elite with second base. Tremendous range. It isn't just the speed, it's the positioning, great lateral speed as well, and good leadership qualities, potential captain here as well. The Japanese American also is very sure-handed. The arm precludes him from being on the left side of the infield, stands in double plays pretty well. In terms of contact, will be above average. Will hit a few doubles as well. The power, not quite there. The eye needs some work. He's only 20, so he has the ability to bump this up. And I think his next few years in the minor leagues could focus on hitting, sharpen those skills a little bit, and I think he would fit right in. He could be a valuable role player for the Marlins. I think he would be a starting second baseman in many situations, especially like on a second division team. He could be a sub for them as well. A lot to like here. He's got some great intangibles. Brian Chan is number 61. Pittsburgh's Willem Cadeau, the 21-year-old right-hander in their organization, was part of that 10-player trade. Keeps coming back to in conversation. There's a lot of good shifting of assets in that trade. That everybody wanted in that trade. Above average bat. He's a little light on power, but everything else will play. Really good contact. Developing his eye. The ability to avoid striking out is slightly ahead of things. He will hit to all fields and will hit with some authority. Has above average speed, can steal a base, makes good decisions on the base paths as well. I'm burying the lead a little bit because he too, just like Robbie Clark, is well above average all over the infield. Actually gets some looks in center field. I don't think he will grow to be a center fielder by any means, but it's hard to even get rated in center field in eMLB, and he's already there. So that gives him some extras. Love his range and his arm. I think this makes him a really good shortstop candidate, especially with the bat. He becomes, an everyday major leaguer at short if the bat develops. Well-rounded five-tool player. He's a hard worker. I think he'll be a fixture with Pittsburgh for some time to come. Can't wait to see as he grows what this will become for him. Willem Cadeau is the number 60 prospect. Our first CCP for this segment, Richard Conway. He is the CCP of Breeze 837, 21-year-old right-hander from in the Portland system. Is an elite middle infielder. Just superb. Fearless on the double play. Has a strong arm. Really takes charge out there defensively. Has really good speed as well. Can steal a base. Contact is definitely above average, has good gap power, the doubles. Eye and power, I'm a little bit of a stickler for that, but it's a little bit low. But it's just the secondary tools and his ability to put the bat on the ball just kind of outweigh my preferences here. Hits to all fields. I think he is going to be a consistently good player. He was drafted in the third round in 2027. I fully expect to see him in the major leagues as he continues to grow. I feel like he's going to be a Gold Glove candidate at either position, wherever he ends up. Going to be a special player. Richard Conway, the number 59 prospect in eMLB. Milwaukee has another prospect, this time at number 58, left-handed left fielder Carlos Rivera, 19-year-older. At 19 years old, and your nickname is the Ripper, he is some tremendous line drive hitting, great contact, just getting better at pitch recognition. The power will play above average, and so will the eye. He's maturing rapidly. I think he's well ahead of where he should be at 19 years old. Has almost no speed to talk about, but still has the arm strength and the sure-handedness to be a good first base or left fielder. It's more of a left fielder right now, already above average there. And extremely good intangibles. Great character guy, a leader on the team. And for a 19-year-old to be respected to that level in the minors, that's pretty impressive. You see him here in the Double-A system. Just, again, another reason why I'm very high on Milwaukee in the future. Carlos Rivera, the number 58 prospect. Looking forward to seeing him develop. Tampa Bay has the number 57 prospect. And as you can see, we're kind of ticking up in our overall points down below. We're in the mid-70s. 21-year-old left-handed starting pitcher, was the first-round pick in the 2030 draft for the Tampa Rays, 13th overall. Really good four-pitch mix. The cutter, you can only see the very top of the profile there. That's going to be plus combined also with a slider, which I think will be just brutal to have to face, those two. Has a changeup that will grade out pretty high. Even the sinker, the lesser of these, will be above average. And it's going to help with it. He already knows how to avoid hard contact, and it will just help push all of his core skills to the right. And you see there's a lot of improvement he can make and is expected of him with his two-tone there in the profile. Love the fact that he can get out there and stay out there for a while. Very high stamina. Good velocity, keeps the ball on the ground, comes straight over the top. I think he has the potential to be very special. Tampa seems to have a really good handle on the pitching staff, and it's already well built, and he would just be another arm. Likely an anchor for future rotations here. Another special pitcher for Tampa comes in at number 57. At number 56, Arizona's Tiki Dugans, 19-year-old right-handed right fielder. The thing that jumped out is the power bat. Plus for raw power. Even the gap power is above average. Mixing that with incredible speed and a defensive ability that he is growing into and learning. I think he has the potential to be a very strong candidate for a full-time job in Arizona. The arm suggests that he should play right field. It's already at plus plus. As you see the personality thing, it's focused, but he frustrates easily. Um, and I've noticed too, like in the minor leagues, sometimes he'll go on a 2 or 3 game slump and suddenly at 6, 7 games, kind of has to like shake it off a little bit. But overall, good quality player here. He's ranked number 53 OSA. Hey, we finally agree on something. I think the contact will play up, but will just be just below average. But I also think it will be good quality contact. Would love to see him grow a little bit more and not be such a free swinger. But it is who he is. Tiki Dugans has star potential. He could be a 30-30 guy. No telling. Love this player. He's the number 56 prospect in eMLB. At number 55, Sergio Santillanes. And again, I love the fact that these really young guys are coming in with nicknames. This 17-year-old third baseman is in the Giants organization. Just a natural hitter. A little ahead of where he would be normally with somebody his age. Mechanics grade out to like he will be plus plus in power and in contact. Love the fact that the I and the avoid K look good too. He understands what it is to hit and how to hit. I think that will really help him. He's not going to get much in the way of speed. He's got a great arm. So that would send you to third base. Currently, it looks like he's going to grade out his average. I think he will improve some of his skills to the point where he will likely be an above average third baseman. But that bat will play regardless, whether it's third, first, DH. I don't see him playing at second, honestly. Just going to be a tremendous hitter. And again, teenager, so you have to be careful. Take 20% off of this altogether, you're still looking at well above average in an everyday starter. And I think he'll be tremendous. Looking forward to seeing him develop. Looking forward also to see him get into low minors and get that everyday play. I know he's a year or two away from that, but it'll be exciting to see him play. Sergio Santillanes comes in at number 55. The Washington Nationals' Mike Grinnell comes in at number 54, 24-year-old right-handed second baseman, really jack of all trades, super sub capabilities defensively here. Just a tremendous athlete. This was somebody who was drafted in the 10th round in 2028. And to me, is a surefire major leaguer, has just done extremely well. As you see in the personality thing, he's got trouble with the mental part of the game, but just the athleticism is there. He can hit, doesn't strike out, already has close to an average eye. The power is a little less, but I think, that slash and hit and run, he's got really good skill set. I feel like he could be a super sub. Again, one of those super subs that ends up playing almost every day, giving everybody else a break. Grinnell seems to me to fit perfectly into that. And I think he will surprise a lot of people with how far he's come. Could be a full-time player in the right situation. That third base, he could play at third base every day or at second. Have no doubts about that. Mike Grinnell at number 54, huge candidate for success with the Washington Nationals. Another Colorado prospect, this time left-handed second baseman Mike Sewer, 24 years old. And again, he too is a little bit of a super sub. Plus mechanics, just really like, despite the fact that the arm is not that good, still can play in the outfield, is already rated an above average right fielder. And the arm's not terrible, it's average. You typically don't put an average arm in right field. But with his range and his sure-handedness, I think the thing that makes him an infielder to me, though, is the ability to turn the double play. That is very important for middle infielders, and the fact that he's plus rated at that suggests to me that he will be all right. And as you see, he's already a professional hitter, above average in everything except eye. And the eye's probably never going to fully develop to an average ability. But the home run power is there. The gap power is there. He will make solid contact. He will hit well, and especially playing in Colorado, that will accentuate that. And good defense and good speed. Would personally like to see him on a little bit of and it appears that he has been in his career on a bit of a stoplight in terms of stealing. He thinks he can do better than he does. Adjust well. There's just a lot to like about this player. He can be very flexible. Whatever Colorado needs, he will be able to step in and provide that. Mike Sewer, the number 53 prospect in eMLB. At number 52, Seattle's Nate Pearson. 24-year-old left-handed left fielder. Came over in a deal with Atlanta. Has above average to plus power. Really good eye. Makes strong contact. Will probably go from average to above average. Huge bat. Excellent defense. The range, a lot of good positioning and just intuitiveness out in left field, as opposed to just, being a speed merchant. Not very much in the speed. Could play first base. I think he's better suited for the outfield. Has a good arm out there, good presence. Could possibly play some right field. Center field in an emergency. Again, the fact he's rated at all at center field, you kind of want to jump all over that. I see him as with great overall ability, and I feel like he can be a starter and provide those extra skills that make someone like him necessary on a major league club. Nate Pearson is the number 52 ranked prospect. And at number 51, wrapping up this episode, the Guardians' Jeff Castles, 23-year-old right-hander, starting pitcher, above average fastball, slightly above average secondary pitches, but the fastball is already there. Throws a heavy ball. He gives up contact, but this is another pitcher in the Cleveland mold, an extreme ground baller with high velocity, who hits the corners, doesn't give up a lot of high quality contact. Fiery. This is an intense kind of guy. Extremely hard worker, is a leader on the team. I think if any dissension or any problems broke out in the ranks, I think he would shut it down pretty quickly. Also love about him that he can go deep in games. This was a third-round pick from 2028. He is just on the cusp of breaking into the major leagues. And I feel like he is going to be at least a number 2 starter. Could, if he develops completely, he could be somebody's ace. Really good pitcher. Love to watch him in the future as well. Jeff Castles is number 51. We only have 2 more episodes to go in this series. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Please give a like or comments either in the Discord or underneath this video. And if you've stumbled across this and wondering what it is, we are an online league that is run by the Out of the Park Baseball Engine. It is the best baseball engine out there for baseball simulation. And this league is just incredible. To me, it is the best online league out there. We're on Twitch 3 times a week. Come visit. You can check the comments for the times, check the description for the times. And until next episode, which will be tomorrow, I'm Tim Lowry. Have a great day.